What's up YouTube, Kap here, and welcome to Kap 101 Team Building Series. That's right, brand new series that I'm going to bring to you in this channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe or like this video, as it's going to encourage me and Crump to do more of these videos for you guys, because it's encouraging and you guys have been showing up. So with that, I'm going to bring in an RU team that's built around Kingler, which is, like I said, this video is going to explain a lot of how I build my teams, the logic behind it. I might even explain the nicknames a bit, just because I like to nickname all my mons. So it's going to be a real behind the scenes, and I'm going to throw some Kap knowledge at you. So with that, I'm building an RU team like I said before, and it's going to be based off of Kingler, which I nicknamed Koki. And if you're really keen with your Pokemon sounds, it's Koki. That's right. Gen 1 reference right there. Good old Gen 1. So this thing's going to carry the Choice Scarf, as it will help boost its really slow speed. It's going to have the ability Sheer Force. And to complement the Sheer Force is the Rock Slide and Body Slam. In that case, I can get a real pivotal moment right there with the Rock Slide or Body Slam. Its stab attack is Crab Hammer, as it will hit hard. And it's got one of the best moves in the game, which is Knock Off. Items are so clutch in this meta that knocking off an item can really become a game changer. So it's always good to have Knock Off. And the EVs that I've got on this thing is it's pretty basic. It's 130 on speed, or 252 on speed, and 252 on attack, and it is Jolly, which means the speed of it will raise up. So that's a 139 speed at level 50, which is pretty good. With the Choice Scarf, it is going to outspeed quite a couple things, and at the same time it will hit pretty hard. And I did put it at an odd number for Stealth Rocks, which is pretty common in most teams, so that way if I keep switching in and out, it'll take less Stealth Rock damage and be able to handle it a bit better. So with that, I do know I'm going to need some kind of electric Pokemon, as Volt Switch is pretty common and such a great move. And for some reason I'm typing in Volt Switch, but I don't want to. I'm typing in Jolteon. That's right. Volt Absorb, you can see where I got confused on that. And I'm going to give this thing a Choice Specs. Why? Because Jolteon is such a quick mon, and having that speed means I can hit stuff really hard, and that Volt Switch is going to come in clutch. So at the same time, I'm going to deal a good amount of damage, and I can get that pivotal roll. So Volt Switch will be coming your way. Thunderbolt 2, as this is just going to be a pretty much basic Jolteon with Shadow Ball. And I'm going to give it Hidden Power Grass. Let's see if I can spell words, Kevin. I can spell words. There we go. So Hidden Power Grass, just to cover that Quagsire, Gastrodon. I do believe Gastrodon is in, I think so. If I'm not, but then that's okay. But there is Water Pokemon, so Hidden Power Grass will be nice. If you guys think I should put a different Hidden Power, please let me know. Grass was sort of the thing I came to a conclusion of, and yeah. So I'm gonna base, once again, really basic, 252 speed, just to get that extra speed, 252 attack, or special attack, and I'm gonna put it to level 50. So there we go, level 50. We see it's at 140, so I'm gonna use the extra to go to 141, odd number, and I'm gonna make it Jolly. I do believe Jolly is the correct nature, as it will change to it. Timid, sorry about that. Timid, as it's sporting 200 base speed. So if anything outspeeds this Jolteon, I do know Jolteon's one of the quickest mons around, and if anything outspeeds it, it is most likely Choice Scarf. So Jolteon is definitely one of those mons that I can get some pivotal information, and it's great when you have a Pokemon like that to do that. So I'm going to actually nickname this Jolteon Dash, or Dine and Dash, because I feel like that's what this Jolteon would do most of the time. If it were to go eat out or whatnot, it would dine and dash. And dine. Apparently, I need to learn how to spell too. So dine. There we go. And Jolteon's a really good complement to Kingler, as they don't share a lot of common weaknesses. So with that, I'm gonna bring in a Meloetta too. I really like Meloettas in general. I don't get to use them as often as I would. I've brought in a physical one time and it did put in some work. So I'm gonna bring in its opposite form and go with a Life Orb, Heal Bell. Heal Bell, there we go. Heal Bell with the Hyper Voice. And I think I'm gonna give the thing Psychic. I gotta learn how to spell Psychic, because I will get that Serene Grace and that lowering the special defense will come in clutch later on, so that's always good. And I'm going to give it Thunderbolt too, just to get that great coverage that Meloettas always do have. Thunderbolt, there we go. So I'm going to switch it to level 50 so we can get a better idea of what we're looking at. So Meloetta has really good just all around bulk and decent amount of attack. So it's got really good special defense, really good special attack, and a decent amount of HP. So this thing will need to outspeed a couple mons if it's going to be effective. But at the same time, it can take a hit, and it has the Life Orb, so I can sort of spread those out evenly. So there we go. Let's make it dead on even. There we go, dead, nice and dead on even. So I'm gonna actually just make it so it's in favor of speed. A tier being so fast, you always have to have things that can hit quick and fast. Quick and nice, quick and nice, quick and hard actually. So it's 165 and 165 on the special attack and defense, which means it can take a couple hits, but at the same time, it can also dish out a decent amount of hits. Having the Hyper Voice, or two stabs, Hyper Voice, Psychic, and its final move not being stabbed, Thunderbolt, as well as the Heal Bell, just because I need a Pokemon that can potentially heal my Pokemon if I ever come to a situation where Toxic is becoming problematic. I'm gonna name you Asuna. Asuna. You sort of look like Asuna. And let's see, who do we want? Who's the Mon? So I'm actually gonna bring in a Grumpig, and I know you're saying that they share the common dark weakness, but at the same time, Grumpig also promotes Shadow Balls, and with Asuna being around, I can take a Shadow Ball because she is dual normal Psychic. So luckily for me, I can do that. And I'm gonna give Grumpig the thick fat ability just to eat up any fire or ice moves, as Typhlosions and Mega Cam-Ups are a thing. So this thing will be able to handle anything, any special attacks for sure, having that Assault Vest. And as appropriately, I knew what I'm gonna name this thing. I do know. It's gonna be quite the name. So I'm gonna just give it a whole bunch of attacks and range. So I'm gonna give it the Charge Beam. I'm gonna give it the Psyshock. Oh, there we go. Psyshock. I want Psyshock. There we go. There's the Psyshock. And I will give it, what else? I'll give it the Shadow Ball to take out its own counterparts. And I shall give it, I'm gonna give it Icy Wind. Like I said, the tiers being so quick, that speed drop will come in good use. As we know, Sticky Web has wrecked us a couple times, and that's just at -1. So having that Icy Wind on Grumpig will be essential. It will come in good hand. So it has 110 special defense. This team's really good in special defense, sharing the Asuna and Grumpig. So that's always good to know. So I'm also just going to max out his HP and share that stat with... Actually, I want this to be even. There we go, it's even, nice and even. And I'm going to give you plus on the special defense. And you will not be punching anything, so keep those fists down. You're sort of a lover, not a fighter, but at the same time you do have the Assault Vest and you can only attack. That contradicts everything I say. Nothing I said made sense there. So it's got the Charge Ring, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, has great coverage. The Charge Beam has a 70% chance of increasing my special attack, and the Shadow Ball and Psych Shock is just such great coverage to deal out some major damage. And the Icy one will lower the speed of a Mon, so just in case Grumpig goes down, I can go for the Icy Wind, lower the speed, and Asuna can come in, or Dynadash can come in and take out that Mon. Or even Koki could come in and take it out. So Grumpig is really a team player, and he is a Grumpig with an Assault Vest, so I feel like an appropriate name would be Chief Wiggums. Wiggums. Hopefully I spelled that right. If I didn't, I'm going to change it. Wiggums. Wiggums. There we go. So Chief Wiggums is now part of this team. That's right. You've got a cop on your team. And let's see, who else would I want to bring? This guy's actually blanking my mind. I did know who I wanted. Okay, who was it? Who were you? What Pokemon were you gonna bring in? It was the Torkoal. I needed a defensive Pokemon really bad because Torkoals are really good for that. Just showing off. I do believe it's 140, so it's not going to take a lot of damage. I'm going to give it Leftovers as Torkoal doesn't have a lot of viable recovery moves, so yeah. And I'm going to give it Shell Armor as crits have wrecked my life so many times before, and having that Pokemon that can take a crit or will not get any crits at all is always, it makes me sleep better at night. It always does. So I'm going to give it a Lava Plume as that's a 30% chance to burn any Pokemon. I'm going to give it Protect so it can gain up that extra HP. And this is going to be the dual Rapid Spinning Stealth Rocking Pokemon. So if at any point there's Stealth Rocks and the other guy has his Stealth Rock, I can Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, and we could be doing that for quite a while. If that happens, I don't even know. I don't even know. So this guy's gonna become pretty basic too. 252 both on HP and defense, which will show that he actually has, he's incredibly bulky. And I'm gonna give him a negative on speed. I'll explain that later, but 211 on defense, which means he's going to be taking a lot of hits, and getting that Protect and Leftovers is so clutch, along with the Lava Plume. Not a lot of things will be hitting this thing hard, so that's definitely my switch in for that. And we're going to give you a +4 on special attack. You know, why not, right? Why not? So the reason I'm actually lowering his speed is because at 20 speed, he's not going to outspeed anything. Nothing at all. He's not a fast Mon. He takes it nice and steady, wins the race. Nice and steady, wins the race. Plus, Gyro Ball will do absolutely nothing, and Torkoal's happy about that. So I'm going to call you Mr. T, as I normally do name my Torkoals. Why? Because Mr. T pities any fool that comes and tries to punch him. And so does Torkoal. And finally, for my last Pokemon, my very, very last Pokemon is the Swirlix. And if you're familiar with my channel, with actually Crump and our channel, you guys do know that I run a Spritzee, and it has wrecked shop before, so I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and I'm really excited. So it's going to be almost like my Spritzee, but a bit more sort of different. So this Pokemon's going to have Sweet Beetle. I cannot fall asleep. That's always good because I won't be able to get Stun Spore or Sleep Powdered or Yawned or any of those shenanigans. So this guy's not going to be taking a nap anytime soon. I'm going to max out its speed and its defense, and we're going to give it a little bit of attack. Oops. So I'm also going to lower its speed because this thing is most likely to take a Gyro Ball, and I think this thing can take a Gyro Ball. And the reason for that, because it gets Cotton Guard. +3 right away. With the Eviolite, it becomes really scary. If he goes for a knockoff, that's totally fine because I can get the Cotton Guard up and totally regard any attacks that come my way. And I'm going to give it the Wish, the Toxic, and the play rough, as I don't want to get just taunt stalled out. I don't want any of that to happen. So Swirlix is looking almost like my Spritzy, except for no disable, no Moonblast, or no aromatherapy, as I'm going to carry the Cotton Guard, the Wish, the Toxic, and the Play Rough. This full one's purely just to see how this works out. I'm really interested on how it works out. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, and I'm going to put it on this team. So I'm going to name this thing Hufflepuff. Why? Because it looks like something that would be in this Harry Potter series, and it does look... This is the definition of a Hufflepuff. If you were to walk around and you saw this thing, you would definitely point and be like, yo man, that's a Hufflepuff Pokemon right there. So, Hufflepuff's going to be a part of the team now. So we've got the Kingler, Dash and Dine, Asuna, Chief Wiggum, Mr. T, and Hufflepuff. And some common weaknesses on this team are Ground and Dark. But fortunately for me, most ground attacks are physical, and Mr. T is the one to take it. If not, I can switch into my Hufflepuff, and Hufflepuff will be gladly to take any of the dark attacks, any of those. So I'm not really worried about that. I do believe I can just, if I play smart and effectively, I can do it. I can make it work and not be affected by it too much. Knockoff Mr. T will be the one to take those if I can pass a Wish along Hufflepuff. And this is just me splitting out possible scenarios, and that's how I look at my team after, and I'm like, all right, this needs to be adjusted, this doesn't, this does, and that's how I go around my teams. As I want to see if all my mons are at odd HP, and they are, so that's always good. I've got a Stealth Rock user, a Rapid Spinner, a Wish Passer, a Heal Beller, I've got a Pivotal Pokemon, and I've got my Scarf Pokemon, so I really feel like I'm well set to bring this team into some Wi-Fi battles and really test it out on you guys and see how it works out. So with that, if you enjoyed this video, comment, like, leave some comments. Tell me about some Pokemons that you built. Leave it in the comments down below and tell me how it's worked out. I really love to hear different Pokemon that you guys bring in, and possibly I might even use them in future battles. So that'll be always cool to see. And yeah, I'm gonna bring this team randomly into Wi-Fi battles. So if you're fortunate enough to see it and go against it, please be gentle, because that's most likely gonna go up on the channel. So with that, thanks for watching this brand new series of Kap 101 Team Building Series, and this is Kap signing out. As we know, Flareon 2s are annoying and they don't go down easily. So he's gonna go for a Tri-Attack.
And let's see the Flamethrower. Let me see live that. I'm gonna live that. Just fine.